Right, 101.
Yes.
Okay, episode 101. So, firstly, thank you to everybody who sent lovely comments to us regarding the 100th episode last week. That was a lot of fun. We're going to continue having some fun today because for episode 101, we are going to do our version of a show called Room 101, which some of you might be aware of. It was a British TV game show in which famous people got the opportunity to banish things that they don't like into Room 101 forevermore and make the world a better place.
That's
so
right.
We're going to do that.
We're going to look at 4 categories. Okay, we're going to look at media behaviours that we want to banish, both from an advertiser perspective and from an agency and vendor side. We're going to look at ad formats that we particularly despise, and we're going to look at technology that we think we could do without.
Good. So the way this is going to work, you and I are going to get 45 seconds each to pitch our peeves to Nadia, and Nadia is going to get the lovely opportunity to decide who wins, and we'll tot up the scores at the end and then decide who gets to banish stuff to Room 101. First, behaviour of marketers.
So Nadia, the first one is about e-sourcing, in particular about e-auctions. So this is where advertisers put their agencies through an e-auction process to try and get the lowest possible media prices. Okay, it's quick, it's dirty, but it's massively, massively damaging. Okay, what it encourages agencies to do is to make reckless gambles on media pricing. Okay, not based on any considered perspective other than the bullishness of other advertisers other agencies that are trying to commit to the lowest prices. It's not just reckless. What it essentially ensures that happens is that agencies are leaping off a cliff blindfolded.
Right, Nadia, media briefing by marketers needs to go into Room 101 as it stands right now, because the quality of briefing that we see consistently is so poor. And the brief that goes from the advertiser to the external partner, the agency, is so fundamentally important because it lays out really clearly, or should do, the instruction for what needs to happen, what the agency needs to do to drive a business outcome for the marketer. It's way too important to be not performed properly. Too many briefs miss clear objectives, basic insights, understanding consumers, and they're often too instructive to the agencies. The agencies need to participate in the brief, and the quality of brief needs to be much better to make better quality outcome. No.
Good. 1-0.
Thanks. Number 2, behaviours of agencies or vendors.
This is an easy one for me, Nadia. Nondescript, unclear, bland agency credentials. Okay, we see a lot of agency credentials, and generally speaking, you could put any of the agency holding groups or networks icons on any of them. And there is no clear distinction between one or another. They don't really say anything. They talk a lot about how many markets, how many employees they have. What they seem so rarely to deliver is a clear purpose and why they do what they do for their clients' benefit. Okay, so I'm going to recommend that we put crappy agency creds in Room 101.
I kind of agree with you, but I'm going to go on the vendor side. What I want to banish to Room 101 is the passive vendor community. I think that the publishers and the vendors have been too quiet, have been too passive, and need to be much, much braver now to step outside maybe the shadow of their kind of big agency relationships, be much clearer about the value that they add to marketers. If you're a publisher or a vendor, you know your audience, you know your customer, you know their behavior, you know the content, and the more that you understand the objectives of marketers directly, the greater value that you're going to add to the industry.
Now I'm really happy.
Yes! Number 3, advertising format.
Easy peasy, banner ads. All banner ads, quite frankly, but in particular banner ads that appear on your mobile phone. They're almost without exception. They're irrelevant, badly produced, and just really annoying. Okay? They sit at the bottom of your screen, you're flicking through some content that you're actually quite engaged in, your finger inadvertently taps it, this big thing comes up, you can't find the little button to get rid of it. By the time I get back to the content that I was wanting to read, my fury levels have gone through the roof. Nobody likes banner ads. Advertisers don't like them, consumers don't like them. The only people that like banner ads are those cyber criminals that are creating bot farms. They're the only people. Get it in Room 101.
Right, I'm going to go for radio ads, but specifically those that are too fast, too shouty, and where the terms and conditions take up more than the actual content itself. Yeah. So my question is, why on the radio? If people are trying to enjoy content, listening to music, these things come on and they're trying to cram a complicated message into a short space of time and completely jarring to the mood of the surrounding content.
Closed captioning provided by MediaSnack. The value of the content can go up as well as down and left as well as right on occasion. Please seek medical advice from an authorized practitioner before commencing viewing. Side effects include drowsiness and permanent hearing loss. Do not operate heavy machinery after watching MediaSnack. Episodes are free, but prices may be subject to fluctuation. Rolling monthly contract only and new customers only. Offer ends right now. Terms and conditions apply. See idcoms.com/further details for further details.
See?
Yeah, you're right, that was annoying.
Yeah.
Yes!
No!
2-1.
No. Now I can only draw. Right, all to play for.
Come on.
Number 4, technology.
I'm going to go for QR codes, like an example of something that has just consistently failed to deliver. Okay? So you come across a QR code, you're frantically scrolling your mobile to try and find the app. Once you've found it, you're quite excited because you're thinking, okay, I'm going to see something really entertaining and really interesting. And invariably you click on it and all it does, it takes you through to the website. What a waste of time. I think the sooner that becomes prehistoric, whack it into Room 101, the better.
Email.
You can't banish email.
Email is such a destructive force on productivity. It has to disappear. We would be so much more productive without it. I'll give you a couple of examples, right? So people that sit on the train tapping on their laptop, that just annoys me a lot. And then you go to conferences and everyone's got their laptops open and they're tapping, and then you realise that in both scenarios people are just doing email. That's what they're doing. It's pervading all their daily life to the point of distraction. I mentioned this, I've stopped doing email, as you know, before 11 a.m. in the morning, and I mentioned this to a CEO of an agency recently, and she said to me, but how would you know what to do? This is the problem with email. It becomes the to-do list, it's short-term and it's tactical, and it's so destructive to business. I want to throw it in 101. Let's get back to communicating like real people in real world. Now I should say, let me just quickly add, I know I've run out of time, email marketing, if done well, is very powerful, but it's when we use it as a messaging system, as a short-term messaging system and as a to-do list, get rid of it. Yes!
Well done.
That means it's a draw.
Yeah.
2-2. Okay, so we'll throw that over to you. Please vote up here. Should Tom or David be allowed to throw something into Room 101? We'll let you know next week. But that's your media snack for this week. Thank you very much for watching.
See you next week.
Behaviour of marketers.
So Nadia, the first pitch is about e-sourcing, but in particular it's about e-auctions. This is where...
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
sorry.